Hi everyone, today's art journal prompt is take two, and that can mean anything you like. For me it's two colours. I'm using black and white today. It could be two of something, two flowers, two birds on a tree. It could be take 2 minutes break. It could be take two as in, you know, take two film wise. Anything you like, but as I say, I'm going for a black and white theme. Excuse the state of my fingers. I've been making up some Brusho spray in black to use for the background, so I'm just going to spray this on. I don't want it to cover the whole of the page, just something like that, and then I'm going to add a bit of water, I think, as well. And I don't know, maybe I can sort of try and do, let's have a look, some dripping or something. Sort of, I want to concentrate it sort of on the centre of the page. Let me just turn it around this way as well and see if we can get something going on down here. It is starting to drip, be patient. And then I think I just wanted a little bit sort of out here too. Let me just, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Right, okay, so let me just give that a bit of a dry. Now I think what I want to do is put some, because I know that these are water reactive, is I'm going to put some water in my hand and just see if I can get a few watermarks going on here as well. I can see them starting to take shape already. Right, okay, so that's fine. Let me just let that activate for a minute and then I shall come in. So I just want the extra texture that's added to my page, so I'm going to give that a dry and then I'll come back. I've got some white embossing powder, and what I want to do is, bear with me, that way up, is just add some stumping in a few random places. There we go. And then, hang on, let me just go and get a piece of paper. I'm not very organised. Stick this, let me just move that out of the way. Stick that underneath, and then I've got some white embossing powder here. And I'm just going to add some of that. If I can remember where I stamped. There we go. Yes, I like that. Let's flick off the excess. Now I can pour the rest of there we go. Let's put the lid back on that so that I don't end up having a horrible accident. And then heat activate this. And then what I think I'd like to do, I was going to use some black paint, but I've changed my mind. Let me just find a clean sponge. That one will do. I've got my bubble stamp, and I just want to add a few bubbles in black. But again, I'm going to use some embossing powder. So let me just go and grab some black. Right, okay, so I'm using a sponge to put the embossing powder through the stencil. Just want it in those bits there, so let me do that first. Let's grab that piece of paper, let's give my black a shake. I've got rather a lot out. I've got some bits in that too, and then I can, where I've got some stray bits, I can remove those. I'm going to heat this a bit at a time, because otherwise I know that I'll end up smudging it. So I'm going to heat that first, and I'm going to keep adding some of the circles on my page until I'm happy with how that looks. Right, so this is how my page is looking at the moment, and I've decided that I want to add some black script stamping just in these two areas here. Okay, so this is how my page is looking at the moment, and I'm really pleased with how this is coming together. I just want to have a look. I want to use this butterfly that I received from Maggie May. I'm not bothered that this tag here is a clothing tag. It's really nice thick cardboard, and I just love that texture. Love the way that feels with this page, and so I want to use that, and that's where I want to mount my butterfly, something like that. And then I've printed off my quote, and my quote today is hang on, let me just get all the bits and pieces. There are two primary choices in life: to accept things the way they are, or accepting the responsibility for changing them. So I want my quote, I think I've had a play around with this, up in the right hand corner like that. So I'm going to ink around the edges in black ink. Then I've got this lovely flower that Angie Beaumont sent me, and I think I'm going to pop that on the tag, something like that. I just think that looks really nice. And then I've got some of these little blingy bits here as well. Now, Mika sent me these in Happy Mail last year. She sent me some of the black ones, and I've also got some of the white ones as well. But I think it's just going to be the black ones that I'm going to use today. And I just thought they'd just balance the page out just a little bit more. So I think I'm going to position these something like this. I could do with another one. Did I? Oh, here we go. Just want another one down here. Something like that. And then I don't know whether to add some doodling around the tag or not. I'm not sure. I'm going to glue these bits down in place, and then so this is how I'm looking. I'm nearly done. I've inked around the edges of my quote, and I've glued that down. I've used glossy accents to glue the little blingy bits and the quote down, and then I've inked around the edge of my page as well. This isn't glued down yet, but I just wanted to show you. I just love the background as it is. And you know, guys, this morning I had absolutely no idea what I was doing with this. All I knew was that I wanted to do a black and white page to use these gorgeous, one of these gorgeous butterflies and some of these lovely embellishments. In fact, actually, I was going to use the other flower that Angie made me. Where's it gone? But I've decided not to. Just pure, I mean, it looks beautiful. There are so many places it could go on this page, but the trouble is it's so raised. It's just going to be too bulky in my journal. So I'm going to use that for something else. I want to do a textured piece as well. So I think that will come in handy for that. Now, I can't make a decision. I don't know whether to add some doodling around the edge of this tag. I've got my Posca paint pen at the ready, and I can't decide which butterfly to use. Maggie sent me 3 and some leaves. I'm not using the leaves today. I've got another project for those in mind. There's another one over there as well. But she sent me 3 beautiful butterflies. I'm not using the one with the green just because it's got green in it, and I'm going for 2, takes 2. But I can't decide which butterfly. I think I'm going to use this one here. There we go. Yes, I am. And I want to use that flower embellishment as well from Angie Beaumont. So I'm going to have a play with this, and then I'll show you a picture at the end. So here we are. Here's my finished page glued into my journal. I'm thrilled with this page, but I need to say some thank yous. A huge thank you to Maggie May for sending me this gorgeous Zentangle butterfly. I just absolutely love your work. It's just beautiful, and that has just made my page. And Angie Beaumont, Angie, thank you very much for sending me the couple of black and white embellishments that you did as well in the 3,000 subscriber challenge. I was going to use this white one, but it's just too bulky. You can see that it just would have got squashed in my journal, so I'm going to save that for another project. And the blingy bits were from Mika in Happy Mail that Mika sent me last year. So thank you. It was just lovely to be able to pull so many many bits and pieces of happy mail together to create this page. But this week's prompt, just to recap, is take two. My page is take two for two reasons. Firstly, the obvious one, the colour choice, black and white, but also the quote that I've used. There are two primary choices in life: to accept things the way they are, or accepting the responsibility for change. And you know, that is oh so true, isn't it, for sort of so many things. Anyway, I hope you like this page. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing what everybody else comes up with for the prompt this week. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.